Yeah, so me and Jason are off at the moment to blow up Rocket Lab. No, just kidding about that, but we're thinking about this because these bastards have come in here, and the road we're driving on right now is gravel, but it has been tar sealed, but $8 million paid for by the provincial fund, which is so that these guys can actually have a nice driveway all the way up to launch their rockets from, which of course we're told to the locals, so we're speaking to the locals beforehand, that no, this has got nothing to do with the military, bro. And in actual fact, now Lockheed Martin, who are heavily involved in the military, own 1.8, and really there's much property money being put in by these guys into any of the local efforts also, as one of the women turned around and said, there were many hooies but not much dooey. And I mean, that's a direct quote from here. And as you look around, you're kind of noticing that there's little airstrip places and little tiny things. There's a lot of room for expanding out here. So Rocket Lab, again, they sort of point out this picture that's sort of way out in the middle of a remote and there's nothing, it's not taking up any space. But when you come back and you're driving to the top of it, you start to realise there's actually a lot of very valuable land here. And again, all this, $8 million provincial fund. A lot of people working Rocket Lab have bought up houses, so of course it's pushed the property values up there. We couldn't help notice that apart from one of the red, white, black flags flying, good on you bros, most of the flags we've been seeing here have been English or Canadian or American. So there's not a lot of New Zealand on that $1 million road there that's like, oh no, sorry guys, we get the best spots, but you can live in the shitty bit if you like. And again, this area that they're launching these rockets from, and if you do even do a bit of research about showing actually how much environmental damage that rocket launches do around the world, they've chosen to put it in place that as we're driving around we're realizing it's rich in ecology. There are multiple bird species, many birds only actually nest in this area. The area itself is actually quite sacred. We discovered that not far from here is where one of the great walkers, Takatimu, touched down, built a university in here, again all looking about man getting on with the natural environment, and that was the technology was based around sustainability and cooperation with the environment. Here they're digging minerals out of the earth, put in these rockets, which are actually all about military. So remind me who the civilized one is anyway. So we're just driving up there to MAHI Peninsula. We're going to blow the bastards up with our rocket launchers, yeah, man. No, we wish. We're just going to turn around and have a little look around about what's actually out here, and kind of realise how that's another little bit of Tahonga, a little special part of New Zealand, has just been pinched from underneath our feet. And yes, there are lots of things that the rocket space industry can actually do, which have been beneficial to also humanity and the other 23 million sentient creatures that we share this planet with. All of that's true. So there are some aspects about Rocket Lab which we actually aren't anti with, but the problem is there's all been this stealth and this militarization of it that's going on as well, and we're not having that specific conversation about, hey, do we want this thing if it also means bringing Uncle Sam, making this area potentially a nuclear target, because that's kind of the research those rockets are all about, hypersonic. That's what ultimately at the end of the day that's all about. Or do we want to maybe actually scale it down and actually have it fit just for what our New Zealand's needs are, and go, well, actually, Uncle Sam, we don't really need your extra billions of dollars when all it means is that we build roads for you, and none of that money goes back to local, but just makes everyone in this harm to be put in greater harm's way. Just something to think about while we continue driving out that way on our great Ben and Jason's MAHI Peninsula. Whoa!